Everyone, we have LA Galaxy head coach Greg Vanney here with us. We'll go ahead and jump straight into questions. We'll go first to Josh Gessman with Corner of the Galaxy. Josh, go ahead.
Hey, Greg. I have to imagine that you're pretty ecstatic about the win outside of the one goal. What did you take away from this performance?
Yeah, I just thought it's always going to be a tough game, the third game in 7 days, two of them on the road back to back, coming out of altitude and then coming here and playing a man-to-man style in the third game is always physically demanding. I was proud of the guys in terms of just their movement and their work and created a number of chances. We could have finished a couple more, would have been nice. I know we gave up a couple, but we also just showed some compete and resiliency down the end. And again, what is 3 games in 7 days is a tough ask. And so, I know I like that Javi gets 2 goals. That's always good for everybody. I like that Sam and Kevin get assists both for him. Kevin is pressing really hard to get the goal. One of these is going to go in, and it's going to help him, with the confidence of just putting things in. But I thought the effort was good. We dug down and got some guys on the field too, some young guys who had to play in a tough environment. So I'm pleased with where the guys are at and keep answering the games as they come.
I have to imagine that you've been preaching closing down games earlier, so that way there's less suffering, and I have to imagine this fits right into that game plan.
Yeah, for sure. I thought the third goal was important, and it kind of came against the run of it a little bit. They had a couple of chances. They hit the post, I think. Some things we had to deal with right in front of our goal. Bondi probably had to come up with a save somewhere in there. And then against the run of it, we got the third goal, which was huge. I think that took a lot of pressure off the final stretch. We still gave one away that, like you said, that I didn't like. I think just sometimes in the box we're giving a little bit too much space to guys who are able to face our goal and get shots off and gets looks. We've got to clean some of that up. But again, I thought the effort and the commitment down the stretch was great.
Thanks, Greg.
Yep. Thanks, Josh. We'll go next to Damian Calhoun. Damian, go ahead.
Hey, Greg. When you go through a stretch like this, I'm sure you're always looking to see how the team sort of handles everything. But what have you learned about this group during this last week?
Yeah, some of the things that I know about them already is they're a tight group. They're ready to work for each other. They've been resilient in a lot of games. We've taken 9 points now on the road, which is not easy to do in MLS. And this one specifically in a tough week. And so we've adapted. We've done some different things. We're still very much a work in progress, but we're keep getting results as we're working through those kinks and those things that we want to get done. We're adding new players still within the team. Obviously, Sega's come on and done a great job in his first couple of starts, and we're still getting Kevin, who's a young player, acclimated, and Sam getting acclimated. So we only have upside. That's what I'm excited about. But in the meantime, while we're working, we're still getting results, and we're competing hard and competing together.
All right, thanks.
Yep. Thanks, Damian. We'll go next to Gio Garcia. Gio, go ahead.
Hey, Greg. Congrats on the victory. I wanted to ask about the 2 wing players, Kevin Cabral and Samuel Grandsor. They had a great game. I think we're seeing glimpses of potentially what this offense could become. We saw Grandsor at times put the extra effort in so the ball wouldn't be a corner kick or a free kick, it'd be a throw in. What kind of conversations have you guys had with him and Kevin and Cabral?
Yeah, a lot of it for each of them is learning the league, learn the physicality of the league, especially for Kevin, and gaining confidence through the process and getting connected with their teammates and what we're trying to do. They're managing each of them is managing their own things as they continue to adapt to this new team and new environment that they're living in. Sam just had a baby. He's asked if he could stay this week on Saturday for this game, and then he's going to fly home and see his brand new baby after the game. But he was going to leave after the last game, but he wanted to stay and compete for the team this weekend. And so, these guys they're committed. They're learning more about the league, and they're going to continue to get better. It's And their speed and their quickness and their directness is something that I think is important for our team, because we have a lot of guys who are very good with the ball at their feet and combine and look for final passes. And to balance some of that out, we need Kevin and our other wingers and our wide players to be really threatening the space behind and getting into the depth, as we did on both goals, because that's going to make Javi even better in front of the goal. When those guys can get behind defenses and pick their heads up, his running is incredible, and we're going to score more goals when they continue to do that.
Thank you.
So we'll go next to Sophie Nicolau. Sophie, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Sorry about that. 6 points on the road. Absolutely stellar when you think that you played in high altitude just a few days ago, and then you go to San Jose, a huge rival, and get another 3 points. In football, momentum is everything, and would just love to get your take on that. And if you can carry this through, you've got a massive game against Sporting Kansas City coming up, who are in really good form as well. Great coach. But what's your take on momentum and how you feel you're building that with this particular team? Because it's been quite a while since the team have been able to kind of gain that type of momentum and be really competitive.
Yeah, great question. And first, I would say our guys were frustrated that they didn't get the result against a difficult Seattle team. We thought that we deserved something out of that game, and so they came back and wanted to answer that loss with a good gritty performance. We knew these 2 games were going to be very difficult. But we also know how precious, as you said, momentum is in this league. And whenever you have hit a speed bump or get a loss or have a result that doesn't go your way, you've got to try to respond right away and turn that back in your favor. And these guys have done that each time that we have had a setback. They've responded excellently and have so again, as you mentioned, in 2 difficult games on the road. And so for us we keep focused on improving as a team. We're still a shell of where we're going to go. So while we're competing to get results one at a time, we're also trying to really analyze the ways we can continue to get better as a group, understanding that a 34-game season is a marathon, but we're trying to win each of these little matches, big matches, everything else along the way. So that's where momentum helps. That's where getting results helps, because it keeps everybody positive, keeps people working. Then we can actually really dig into some of the things we need to improve upon. And these guys have been great with that. So it's a great question, and we've talked about it. I've talked about it through my career in MLS, how important momentum is in this league, because every game is difficult. And when you can get on a run, that little extra bit of confidence is huge from match to match.
Excellent. Thanks, Coach, and enjoy the win. Travel safe.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sophie. We'll go next. I think we have time for one more. We'll go to Salvador Perez. Salvador, go ahead.
Thank you, Chris. Hi, Greg. How are you?
Salvador. Well, thank you.
Nice to see you. Greg, just want to ask you 2 questions, if it's possible. First of all, how important was this connection between Kevin and Javier? How important was that connection on this match? And the second one, what comes to your mind when Javi is living this moment and it's not called up to the Mexican national team? Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, I think, for Javi, when he's connecting with our wingers, our wingers are connecting with Javi. And I said this before we even started this journey of this season, is if we can get our wingers to the end line and we can get players to the end line, then Javi's going to score a lot of goals this year. If we can get guys behind the back line and we can force center backs to defend deep, he's such a clever runner in the box that he's going to get opportunities. And now we're starting to see the pass between the winger, whether it's Kevin or Sam or whoever's out there, and the finisher, who is Javi. They've got to be able to read each other, anticipate where the ball is going to go, which gives Javi the opportunity to get to those spots. And he's such a good finisher with that. So again, I think it's part of that, the chemistry that will continue to grow with these guys, that they get in training, that they get through matches, that they get when we watch video. That will continue to hopefully blossom, which I believe it will, because our wide guys are going to continue to get better as they settle in more and more. As far as Javi and the national team, we'll keep him here all day. If they don't have a use for him, he can stay in LA. He's got a perfect home. We're happy to have him, and we'll be good with it. And for him, I know he's happy. He's working hard. He's scoring goals, and he wants to keep that momentum going himself. So I know he's also just as happy to be here if this is where he's going to be, to continue to help our team win.
Awesome. Thanks, Greg. That's all we have for you today. We appreciate your time as always.
All right. Thank you.
Safe travels back. Hey, everyone. We have Galaxy forward Javier Hernandez with us now. We'll jump straight into questions. We'll start first with one from Damian Calhoun. Damian, go ahead.
Hey, Javier.
What's up, man?
Hey, just want to get your thoughts. I know we talked the other day about your relationship with Granzer and Cabral, but tonight they both assisted on your goals. How close is this relationship getting? How better is it getting day by day in training and game by game?
Yeah, you can see it. Today was the great example about that, right? Because they both assist and then they both could score. They have big chances. I mean, they both need to adapt themselves to the culture, to the language, to the level of the MLS too. Even though they are European and they play in a very important country like it is France and stuff like that. Adaptation is normal. It's part of it. So I think they're doing pretty well. They play a very good match, and I mean, and not only speaking about him, I think the whole team did a incredible performance in the road. We play in Utah with the altitude against a very physical team. Then we got the 3 points, and then we came back here against another very physical team like it is San Jose. So I mean, I'm very pleased. I'm very happy, but we're gonna recover tomorrow. Then of course enjoy it, rest, because then next Sunday we have another massive battle against Kansas City.
What have you learned out of it? What have you learned about this group during this week? 3 games in like 7 or 8 days? Did you learn anything new about them?
Of course, resilience, because it is a very difficult moment when you lost your first loss against the best team in the MLS right now, that is Seattle, in the way that we lost, because we think we control the game much more than them and we create more chances than them. So it was a tough loss, but then the resilience that we show, and we went to Utah, we get the 3 points against Vancouver, and then now we get another 3 points. Nearly we get the clean sheet, but we scored 3 goals. We could have scored a little bit more. So I mean, I think that's the word that we can take out of this week. There is resilience for sure.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Damien. We'll jump over to Josh Gessman. Josh, go ahead.
Hey, Javi. I know we talked yesterday about emotional intelligence, right? Does this game show some of that? You guys score 3 goals, you put it away early, you stay pretty centered. For sure.
I think that's a clear example of what I was talking about, starting from me, because I scored quite early goal in the first half, and then in the second half too again, and then we maintained the position. Then Cameron did a very good play over there. It was unlucky for them with the own goal, but I think that emotional consistency and emotional balance, we show it today. That we can have possession. We even killed some time with a good possession. We create more chances that we couldn't score there. Of course, we need to be a little bit more ruthless in front of the goal. We know all of that, but I think it was a very, very well balanced emotionally game. Of course.
Thanks, Javi.
Thanks, Josh. We'll jump back to Sophie Nicolau. Sophie, go ahead.
Hi, Javier. You played an amazing game today. I tweeted that you're the king in the 6-yard box. There's something about your ability to just know when the ball's coming, and your positioning over the last few games has been very, very impressive. You've had some criticism last season, including from me as well. But the way you're playing this season, I'm just being honest, okay? But you really are setting the league on fire, let alone LA Galaxy on fire this season. You seem to be having fun. So as well as your positional play, I wondered if you're even working on that more, because you've done that your entire career. But also, you just seem to be really enjoying your football.
Yeah, I mean, I took a lot of responsibility after the end of last season, and then I touched rock bottom, if you can say it like that, and then from there, there's no other way to go up, right? So I took a lot of responsibility I stop blaming anyone else and only myself, because sometimes people think that we don't criticize ourselves, and I'm a very strong critic for myself, when I push myself so much. And and I haven't invested so much time, so much kind of work with me around the world. I'm more experienced, and then I have more clear like I don't know how to say, like, clear visual about what I want to do, what I'm capable of. I work a lot in my emotional and mental health, a lot. And then I took some decisions in my surroundings that I want to do it. That it was like, for example, I've been working with an analysis guy, a part of the people that I'm working inside the club. Outside, I'm working with him. He's one of my best friends since we grew up. Then I have my chef and nutritionist. Then I have a person who helps me how to mobilize my body. Then I have physios. Then I have a fitness coach. Then I have a guy who tests me every single week about my power. Then in the beginning of the season, I start working with a guy with martial arts to kind of move my body and try to balance it and try to make more strength in different parts of the zone. And then I've been working with Diego a lot in my mental and emotional state, and it's been pretty well. So the only message that I can say to anyone, because it doesn't matter about if you're an athlete or you are a reporter, I don't know, anyone, any person in any job, you need to work in yourself. You need to love yourself. All the answers are inside yourself. You need to be very brave to look at them and then take some decisions and then push yourself to do whatever you love, and just give all, because it's all worth it. You need to fall in love in the process, not only in the outcomes.
That's a great message, especially in the times we're living. So thank you so much for your honesty always.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sophie. We'll jump into Spanish. We'll start first with Katia Castrena. Katia, go ahead.
Hola, Javier, ¿cómo estás?
¿Qué onda, Katia?
¿Qué onda?
Mucho tiempo sin hablar contigo, ¿eh?
Ya sé, 24 horas.
Un chingo.
Quería preguntarte, ¿qué se siente el llegar a la cantidad de 10 goles, estar liderando también en el aspecto individual la tabla de goleo de MLS? Si imaginabas eso, y hablaba Greg en una segunda parte del tema de como él siempre mencionó esos movimientos que tú haces sin balón y que ellos buscaban arroparte de esa manera desde los extremos llegando a línea de fondo, que te puedan llegar los balones y ya con tu talento poder finalizar eso. ¿Cómo ha ido creciendo ese entendimiento para hoy ver esos resultados?
Mira, obvio que es muy halagador, muy motivante y te da muchísima confianza, pues esas estadísticas individuales, pero la verdad con lo que estoy más feliz es que el equipo obtuvo 6 puntos de 6 de visita, y visitas muy complicadas después de un resultado muy complicado. Hablé de la resiliencia en inglés en una pregunta que es, yo creo que la palabra clave de todo el equipo y todo el crecimiento, el que cada vez estamos creyendo en nosotros mismos, de que podemos lograr cosas muy chingonas, muy importantes, que podemos calificar a playoffs y por qué no pelear por un título y ganarlo. Entonces créeme que eso es con lo que me quedo, los 3 puntos en un clásico complicadísimo. Tuviste cómo apoya a la gente aquí de San José a su equipo, muy importante. Y luego también un equipo como Vancouver, más allá de que no están con su gente en su estadio, pero la altitud y la manera en que ellos juegan es muy complicada. Entonces, créeme que me quedo solamente con eso. Y ya después, obviamente, dentro de la cancha, yo lo único que trato de hacer es lo mejor al alcance de mis manos y lo mejor para poder beneficiar y ayudar a mi equipo, ya sea con goles, ya sea con asistencias, ya sea con movimientos, ya sea retener el balón, buscar faltas, jugar de apoyo, moverme, lo que sea. Aquí lo importante es que LA Galaxy obtenga siempre la mayor cantidad de puntos posibles en cada partido, que siempre buscamos las victorias, obviamente.
We'll go to Chris Maldonado next. Chris, go ahead.
Hola, Javier. Congratulations por el partido, amigo. Estamos hablando de las cosas chingonas, ¿verdad? 2 goles. Cuando señalaste a la banca que te hicieran el cambio, ¿es algo que pasó por, digamos, cansancio o alguna lesión tal vez?
Ninguna lesión. Simple y sencillamente cuando hice ese tiro, que la verdad tuve que haber pasado el balón, ahí me vi un poquito egoísta, pero bueno, así que a veces somos los delanteros, pero pues mis piernas se colapsaron, ahora sí que se debilitaron y ya eso ya, la verdad que también soy muy consciente de que prefiero que un jugador que esté al 100% ayude al equipo en vez de que yo esté como queriendo jugar al héroe y tratando de exigirme a un punto donde donde la verdad he jugado prácticamente todos los minutos y más en esta semana que fue muy complicada y llegué hasta los 70 minutos donde creo que tuve una buena actuación, ayudé mucho a mi equipo y después de esa jugada fue muy consciente de que prefiero que otro compañero ayude al equipo que estaba en mejores condiciones que yo, pero no fue ninguna lesión.
Claro, y una cosa más, Javier, ser líder de goleo en este momento es algo que te hace sentir algo de poco de presión o es algo que te da motivación para ganar esa bota de oro al final de la temporada.
Entiendo muy bien tu trabajo y tus preguntas, pero la verdad soy una persona que siempre le ve el lado positivo. Entonces, más allá de las estadísticas individuales, aquí lo importante es que obtuvimos 6 puntos de 6, como se dice en inglés, on the road, de visita, que fue lo más importante.
Awesome. Thanks, Javier. We appreciate your time. That's all we have for today.
Thank you.